Morning for being here, everyone. Like the videos you guys come in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Yes, I had to go live this Saturday. The numbers have not been numbering like they normally do, which is fine. That's how it is sometimes with YouTube. Sometimes you're doing amazing and the numbers are great, and then sometimes you have to work to get back into the algorithm. So we're going to talk a little different topic. We may switch to Chloe Kim, but we may stay here. Depends on who comes in and what's being requested. Like the videos you guys come in. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you supporting the channel. Come on in, come on in. Like the videos you guys come in. We're going to talk hot topics, trending topics. So thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 20. We talk hot topics, trending topics, what's going on around the news and in media. So I hope everyone's having a happy Saturday. Yes, I'm here, believe it or not, on a Saturday. Believe it or not. Be safe. Some areas are having weather concerns, weather conditions. So be safe wherever you are. Okay, so let me go ahead and get to my disclaimer. All copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged in our opinion and for entertainment purposes only. We're going to go ahead and get straight into the news. Just in case you missed it, we're going to get straight into the news and then we'll probably talk some hot topics, trending topics. I'm just finishing up with my disclaimer, so just give me a second. Please like the video. Thanks for being here, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I always do my disclaimer in the beginning. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and get into these topics. So thanks for being here. Let's go ahead and play the clip. And good morning, everyone. There we go. Hold on one second.
And we had a rigged election. Took me out of commission for a little while, but here I am back. We'll get it settled. But it's a pretty tough situation. A dam was built and the water doesn't come down to the Nile. When I think of Egypt, I think of the Nile, but I think of the Nile with Armenia and Azerbaijan, who, I mean, a lot of these leaders have become my friends. They become my friends. They're here. And of course, the war in Gaza, which is really coming to an end. We have little fires that we'll put out, but they were giant, massive fires, and now they're down to little fires, so we can put them out very easily. We have 59 countries that are in the Middle East, many of them not in the Middle East, they're near the Middle East, but they're not in the Middle East. And many have said that if Hamas doesn't do what they promised they would do, and I think they probably will, but they were born with rifles in their hands, literally born. At first they had a rifle put into their hands, but they have to give up their weapons, and if they don't do that, it's going to be the end of them. But many countries have told me we want to go in and do it, and they really aren't countries that you traditionally think of as being involved in that. But that's the fire. Hezbollah in Lebanon, we have to do something about that. But these are, I call them remnants. They're small remnants compared to what it was before. It was massive, large, powerful countries fighting each other. In another great victory for the ultimate goal of peace in June, we obliterated Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity with Operation, we call it Operation Midnight Hammer. It was midnight, it was dark, no moon, and every single one of those bombs from the B-2 bombers hit the air shafts and went deep into the earth and totally obliterated everything that they were doing. They were 2 months away from having a nuclear weapon. We can't let that happen. And Iran does want to talk, and we'll talk. We've also hit ISIS in Syria, and very strongly, as you know. In my first administration, I took out al-Baghdadi, the founder of ISIS, and he was trying to start it up again because due to the tremendous talent of General Raisin Kane, as I call him, he wiped out ISIS in a period of 3 weeks in my first term. We had a great first term, but the second term is, I think, blowing it away, actually. But we took out ISIS, and we hit, it was gone, but during the Biden administration, it formed again a little bit. We hit it very hard in Syria. And Syria, by the way, I spoke with the president, is making a lot of progress, tremendous progress, actually. We're very happy about that. We took off all sanctions, which gives them a chance to breathe. And he is working very, very hard, and I think he's going to put it all together. So many things are happening, many good things. Threats to Europe and America, the Middle East, and other places are really calming down. It's a lot different than it was just 1 year ago. Just 1 year ago, the world was actually on fire. A lot of people didn't know it. And in Nigeria, annihilating terrorists who are killing Christians, we've hit them very hard. They've killed thousands and thousands of Christians. What's that all about? Much of this unprecedented success is possible because I rebuilt our military in my first term, and now we're making it even stronger. We have a budget of over $1 trillion this year, and next year we're going to 1.5 trillion. Our country's never done better economically. We're taking in numbers. We've never taken in not only the fact that the investment is at 18 trillion plus, but where our jobs numbers, everything is, I think, maybe better than ever before. I think you're going to see some, and a lot of you are investing in our country. I think you're going to be extremely happy with your investments. I think you'll see numbers like you haven't seen before. I also secured commitments from virtually all NATO allies to increase their defense spending to 5% of GDP. Everybody but Spain. I don't know what's happening with Spain. Why would they not do that? They want a free ride, I guess, huh? Every country but Spain increased to 5%. I don't know why. We're going to have to talk to Spain. With America's renewed attention to security of the Western Hemisphere, I've stopped the invasion on our southern border and designated the drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And you probably saw that we've virtually stopped almost 100% all drugs coming in by water. Now we're going to stop them on land. The land is easy. The water is tough. But that's down now. I heard it just last night. It was 97. Now it's 98.1%. And we're trying to figure out who are the 2% that are willing to get into those boats. I don't think they watch television or the news. But we've taken out almost 100% of all of the drugs coming into the United States by water. And now we'll, I think, very easily stop them on land. That's the easy part. We wanted to wait until the other was taken care of. And earlier this month, thanks to the unrivaled skill, power, and might of the U.S. military, we're the most powerful military in the world by far. We captured the outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro, and the people of Venezuela are very happy about it. And we're having great relationships with the new leaders of Venezuela. The relationships have been good. We're opening up the country to our giant oil companies, and it's going very well. We've already taken out, think of this, 50 million barrels of oil, and a lot of that's going to go back to Venezuela. They'll do more income with us in a short period of time than they did in years, because as much oil as they have, and they have a lot, just about the most. After us, there's a couple of countries that are in that category, but we have the most, actually, and they're second between Venezuela and us. We have 62% of the world's oil, but they have very little production, so they'll have a lot of production. All the oil companies, we had meetings, you probably saw, all the oil companies want to go in. They want to go in immediately. They're already touring the sites. But our military was amazing. That strike was amazing. We had a second wave coming. We didn't need it. They said, no second wave. We don't want a second wave. The first wave was enough.
Good morning. Good morning.
And of course, we're working to end the horrible killing in Ukraine, a war that should never have happened and would have never happened if I were president. That was not going to happen. I used to speak to Vladimir Putin about Ukraine, and it was the apple of his eye, but he would never have ever done it. He said, you can't do that, Vladimir. As part of this historic record of major peace initiatives, today we're announcing more details regarding the Board of Peace. So important. This board has the chance to be one of the most consequential bodies ever created, and it's my enormous honor to serve as its chairman. I was very honored when they asked me to do it. We had an idea to do it, and then they came. They said, "You'll be the chairman." And but I take it very seriously. We have a great group of people, and incredible young people that are leading it from within. It's running beautifully. Started already, and every country, just about every country, wants to be a part of it. And we just sent out the letters a couple of days ago, and these are just the countries that are here. They happen to be in Davos, so we said we'd be honored if you wanted to join us up on the stage. And it's really great. They're friends of mine. I think, let me see. Yeah, every one of them is a friend of mine. A couple I like, a couple I don't like. No, I like, actually, in this group, I like every single one of them. Can you believe it? Usually I have about 2 or 3 that I can't stand. Usually I have 2 or 3 that I don't like. I don't find them up here. I like every one of these people. No, they're great people. They're great leaders. And the Board of Peace is composed of leaders, the top leaders in the world, actually. Last October, we released a plan for the permanent end to the conflict in Gaza, and I'm pleased to see that our vision was unanimous.
Okay, let's continue with more news. Like the video as you guys come in.
There's more demand for mortgage bonds, then the price of that mortgage bond is going to go up, and the interest rate's going to go down. resulting in lower mortgage interest rates. And President Trump has ordered Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to buy $200 billion worth of mortgage bonds, which will increase demand. So the average interest rate on the 30-year fixed mortgage right now has fallen to 6%. And I want to show you the average interest rate on a 30-year fixed mortgage over the past 5 years. After hitting this peak near 8% about 2 years ago, it's been drifting down. However, we've been stuck in this 6% to 7% range for the past 2 years. So perhaps this order by President Trump will finally take the rate down meaningfully below 6%. Okay, so you may have seen the headlines like this, how Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac could push mortgage rates lower. Now, I just want to explain the situation in more detail. Here's what President Trump wrote on January 8th. I chose not to sell Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac in my first term, a truly great decision, and against the advice of the experts. It is now worth many times that amount, an absolute fortune, and has $200 billion in cash. Because of this, I am instructing my representatives to buy $200 billion in mortgage bonds. This will drive mortgage rates down, monthly payments down, and make the cost of owning a home more affordable. Now, a very good question is, what are Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac? And let's just start at the beginning so you get a full picture of what's going on here. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are what's known as government-sponsored enterprises, or GSEs. So they're not banks, and they do not directly lend money to home buyers. Instead, they sit in the middle of the housing finance system, and I want to explain to you how it works. When you go to a bank or a mortgage lender, in this example, let's use Wells Fargo as an example. So let's just say you go to Wells Fargo, you take out a 30-year fixed mortgage, okay? Wells Fargo does not want to hold that loan for 30 years. So what are they going to do? Wells Fargo will sell the loan to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. And those loans, so all these individualized loans, they're going to be bundled together into mortgage-backed securities, or MBS, and sold to investors around the world. And this whole process, it's going to provide liquidity to lenders, stability to mortgage markets, and historically, it's going to mean lower mortgage interest rates for borrowers. But then the 2008 financial crisis and housing market crash changed everything. Before 2008, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac were shareholder-owned companies. But when the housing bubble burst, both institutions were effectively insolvent. And I remember this. Like, by this time, I was out of college, I was working, and I was watching this unfold just in disbelief. In September of 2008, the U.S. stepped in and they were bailed out. Both companies were placed into federal conservatorship overseen by the Federal Housing Finance Agency. And this is where things get very important. So since 2008, the government controls their balance sheets. The government controls their capital. The government controls their strategic decisions as well. So they are still legally companies, and they still technically have shareholders, but they are under the control of the government. That's what it boils down to. Now, a very good question is Freddie Mac publicly traded? And this is where a lot of people get confused, because the answer is yes, but not in the way that you think. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they do have publicly traded shares, but they trade over the counter, so not on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. And I just want to say that these stocks are extremely volatile, they're highly speculative, and they're driven almost entirely by politics and corporate rulings. Okay, why? It's because the common shareholders, they have no control. They sit behind the U.S. Treasury and the capital structure as well. And in fact, the U.S. Treasury holds warrants that allow it to acquire nearly 80% of the common stock of each company if exercised. So that's why it's basically under the government's control. So when people are trading these stocks or investing in these stocks, they're not investing in like earnings growth. They're really betting on conservatorship reform or legal outcomes.
Let's continue with the news. Fair use reaction clip. Like the video as you guys come in. Like the video as you guys come in. We're just doing some hot topics, trending topics. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here, everyone. We're just doing a few hot topics, trending topics this morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let's continue with the news.
Welcome, everybody. This is a big day for us, and we've got some of the greatest leaders in a generation or more up here behind this podium, and I'm excited to celebrate this moment with them. Thanks to our
Speaker of the House has a meeting.
appropriators and Chairman Tom Cole.
Thanks for hitting the like button. Thank you.
Monumental achievement, and I think everyone in this room understands what has just been done here. This isn't just a news conference. I would call it a celebration of sorts. Despite the noise, despite our slim margins, despite the fact that most members in the House have never gone through a regular member-driven appropriations process before, this team got it done. They stood together, and they did the hard work, and they got it done. The House has now passed all 12 appropriations bills, and the Senate will soon do the same, and the President is going to sign them into law. What a concept. I want to say this again for emphasis, and I don't want anybody to miss the significance of this. The House has passed 12 appropriations bills, and soon they'll become law. Now, many people in this room said that can never be done before. We had lots of naysayers, but we worked right through that. It really is a remarkable thing. With the passage of this package of bills today, Republicans will have finally replaced the last of any Biden-era spending levels with Trump-era spending levels and policies. We've spent less. We've saved more taxpayer dollars. We've codified efforts to remove waste and fraud and abuse. We've advanced a full budget that provides real teeth and delivers the America First agenda, just as we promised that we would. This is the most significant progress towards restoring regular order in this institution in many years, and everybody here knows that. And it's because of the work of the appropriators standing behind me. Our appropriators, this team, led so well by Chairman Cole, worked day and night for months to produce this outcome. It wasn't easy. It took a lot of work. We had to rebuild the muscle memory. As you've heard me use the metaphor, it's like trying to push a boulder up a hill. But this group did it. And I often say this about building muscle memory. It's true. Washington has become far too accustomed to governance by omnibus. And governing by omnibus is not the way it's supposed to work. It's not how the Founding Fathers designed this system to work. Because it's not responsible. It's not good stewardship. And it's bad policy. It's bad politics. And it weakens our Article I authority. We break bad habits by replacing them with healthy ones. And that's what we've done here. And I want to be very clear. This is a committee-led, member-driven funding package. It's exactly what we said we were going to get back to. With the passage of these bills today, Republicans have demonstrated that the appropriations process is alive and well, and we are changing this institution to work for the people, to make it work better. I wanted to be here to kick it off and give my gratitude to these members for their extraordinary work. They're heroes among us, okay? And they're all being patted on the back and applauded, and they deserve it because they know what they've accomplished here, and I think you do as well. And I've got to go run to the next event, but I want Chairman Cole to come up here. He's going to answer the questions, and he deserves to be able to answer these questions today.
Mr. Speaker, don't leave too quick, because I want to brag on you real quick. This would not have been possible without our Speaker and his leadership team. Leader Scalise, Whip Emmer, Conference Chair McClain, they set the conditions, and frankly, they pushed the work down to us and out of leadership offices down to the committee level, just as the Speaker said he would do. So his commitment to regular order, to regular process, to moving through this, to allowing us to do the work we think we know how to do, and frankly, to allow us to reach across the aisle when we need to reach across the aisle. This Speaker is the reason that these 12 bills happen. Mr. Speaker, we need to applaud you. Thank you. A little more than I can say. And now you can go whenever you want. But I wanted the Speaker to know how much we appreciate him. I've got a couple other people to thank, and then I'm going to call on the Cardinals in order. But I got to thank the White House, the President of the United States. President Trump endorsed every one of these packages. His support and the work with his team at the White House is absolutely indispensable in getting this done. And again, it's a reason why this hasn't happened for a long time. And I want to thank President Trump and his team for everything they did to make sure that we had unity when we needed it and to, frankly, have flexibility when we needed that. So the President deserves a lot of credit for this. We're always happy in Congress when we get something done in a bicameral way. And we hope that's coming next week when the Senate comes. But the President of the United States has to sign these bills. And the President of the United States can sustain any veto he cares to cast. So the fact that he was an active participant and helpful to us is something that means a lot. Finally, I want to thank every member of the committee on both sides of the aisle. There were a lot of bipartisan votes today. I would be remiss not to thank my working partner on the other side, Rosa DeLauro. We didn't vote the same on every single item in front of us today or on every single bill, but we would not have been able to have this process without her cooperation, her help, and her commitment to Article I and to regular order. The same thing is true with our colleagues on the other part of the rotunda. They haven't quite finished their job, but Susan Collins and Patty Murray are fantastic to work with. And again, while this is a big day for Republicans, this is a bipartisan, bicameral product in front of us that was negotiated out on both sides of the aisle. So it's not just a partisan victory, it's a congressional and bipartisan victory. I appreciate that. Finally, I want to thank specifically my Cardinals. We adopted a common philosophy at the beginning. I know Ms. DeLauro feels the same way. Let's push these decisions down to the subcommittee level and let the Cardinals and the ranking members do their work. And by doing that, honestly, those are the best informed experts we have in their subject matter on the committee, and frankly, usually in the House. And when they make decisions and they make deals, I said, if you can stay within your numbers, I don't care what you do. I mean, I will be supportive of whatever you produce as long as you stay within the top lines that you've been given. They did it. And quite honestly, every level you move this up, whether it's to the four corners or to the leadership, the decision becomes less informed and more political. And so keeping it at the subcommittee level was really the key. And the Cardinals, and again, their counterparts on the other side of the aisle, were really responsible for this success. Now I want to turn it over to my mentor, my master, the Dean of the House, the Chairman Emeritus of the Appropriations Committee, and probably the...
Okay, let's continue with trending news. We're just going to continue with trending news. Right now, Kim is trending with Khloe, and Kim talks about parenting. So let's just get into the situation. It's basically saying Kim Kardashian talks about parenting, allowing North West to express herself, being the best co-parent space with Ye. So right now, what you guys have to realize, the Kardashians are trying to normalize pushing the children in media. She's probably even reading cue cards or something when she gets stuck. The Kardashians are trying to normalize, trying to push in media. Let's listen to what she talked about with Khloe.
Claims that she's trying to be a cool mom to daughter North West. After the 12-year-old's recent outfit and...
Hold on.
He actually has a lot of rules. Kim Kardashian slams claims that she's trying to be a cool mom to daughter North West. After the 12-year-old's recent outfit and piercing choices raised eyebrows online, Kim claps back at those pointing fingers at how to parent her and ex-Kanye Ye West's eldest child. Kim calmly explains her stance on the January 21st episode of sister Khloe Kardashian's Khloe in Wonderland podcast. I think
So if you don't know, most recently, Kim was getting backlash about 3 or 4 months ago in regards to what North was wearing. North being out and about with security. North changing her hair color. North having piercings. How they portray North on the show. So right now, Kim is receiving a lot of backlash. And Kim likes to say, and she has been, Kanye's been struggling with his health concerns. So many people have saw when Kanye 4 years ago said, I do not want my children in media. Kim didn't listen. Kim put North in media, and they put her in media to stay relevant. Because I had already reported, and many people were saying, anytime somebody's trending, Kim wants to fly there, be there, and it's kind of creepy. Fly there, be there, so she can trend with that person. Just like the same situation with the Taylor Swift. Kim and Khloe are talking about Taylor Swift. Of course, now Kim's trending with Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, and that whole Justin Baldoni thing is trending. So sometimes she'll now attach herself to whoever's trending. They knew this was going to trend in regards to her saying Taylor's name. But the biggest thing is she's been receiving a lot of backlash in regards to the children. Kanye recently came back into the picture around Christmas time because like a month or two before that, she had said he hadn't seen the kids for a while. Well, if a man is struggling mentally, he's struggling. And then you keep putting him in media and talking about him a certain way and allegedly copying off his wife. That's not helping. If he says he doesn't want his children in media, the father has the right to say so. Then, if you don't know, then there was a report saying Kanye may be okay with it because there's nothing he can do. What? A father has a say so. And this is the biggest thing. It's being reported that allegedly she has removed her from the charter school. Not charter school. She's removed her from school. I don't think it's a charter school. But many people are saying Kim wants North to grow up extremely fast. And why do many people say that? In their opinion, look at how Kim dresses North. Sometimes in similar outfits. Yeah, some moms play dress up, but they play dress up in like appropriate outfits. Have y'all ever noticed when Kim puts North in mini skirts? Kim is putting North in what are those things where you tighten your stomach? She's putting her in those. It's like she wants her to grow up so fast. She's a young girl. Well wishes to North. Many people are talking about North because Kim is putting North in media, period. Then they gave North a page, Instagram account, and it states that it's controlled by the parents. But we know that the Kardashians love media attention, clicks, and views. They love it. So if North can help boost that, they're going to utilize it. Many people have felt that the Kardashians should let the children grow up, make the decisions when they're 17, 18, because they want those relationships to grow. We want to see healthy relationships. Gotta remember, Kim and Kanye, so concerning. How Kanye's acting, how Kanye dresses his wife. And, many people are not happy with Kanye, how he insults different cultures, race, whatever. Then you have Khloe in the regards to the Tristan Thompson situation. He cheated. She wanted another child by him. But mind you, children are a blessing. I did not know. I saw a video of Khloe saying she didn't have a strong connection with Tatum. I didn't know that. I listened to certain things, and then after a while, it built up. She had said she had a better connection with Northie. I mean, she had a better connection with True than she had with her son. I might do a short regarding that. I was surprised about that. And she had said that it was within her own struggles that she was going through. Now, mind you, Tristan isn't even around the child that was born around the same time as Tatum. And that's all part of the Kardashians. They don't want Tristan to go over there and be with Marley Nichols. So then Marley Nichols is trending. So it's kind of sad that that child doesn't have the father in his life, probably because Khloe don't want him to be. Because remember, Tristan came in and said, with Khloe, we're going to move out the country. I'm not going to help you with this child. You decided to keep this child. So there's that mind control stuff that's going on. That child is without the father because of Tristan. Tristan liked to be with other women outside of Khloe. It is what it is. It's almost like he said, Khloe, I want to be single. So here nor there. We see that the baby fathers are something else. Kanye West is something else. He trends in his own way. Travis Scott is in his own, he has his stuff going on with Astro World, how they portray Travis Scott. And then you got the Tristan Thompson stuff. And then you have Lamar Odom. Look it up. Lamar Odom is being talked about and trending in regards to his possible DUI. So it's sad that the baby fathers for these women, it's the relationships after them is so unhealthy. And then you won't see them attach themselves to too many women. Travis Scott kind of has. Kanye West, of course, is now married. Tristan, you don't really hear about him dating no more. Have y'all noticed that? We used to hear about Tristan kissing this person, walking in a hotel, holding hands, kissing on a boat. We used to hear a bunch of stuff about Tristan. So now it's kind of quiet, which is very interesting. So you got the Kanye Bianca stuff. Go back and look at Bianca's outfits for the last 2 years. Don't Bianca outfits look very similar to what Kim got a brand deal for? So she's copying Bianca. I almost did a video on it, but I want to, I probably will at some point. But yeah, Kim copies Bianca, and she has copied his other exes too. Very interesting of why she does what she does. But Kim wants North to grow up very fast, is what I was talking about. Look at the outfit she's put her in. Look at while many kids will trend and go viral on TikTok and different apps, but it's very clear that Kim wants her to grow up fast. Now it's being reported that Kim has removed her from the school she was in. Now, mind you, Kendall Kylie did the same thing, but they were almost like teenagers, but maybe a few years to go in regards to school. So, in a most recent thing, Kim had talked about what North does in regards to the homeschool learning. So, let me finish letting this play. Right, wrong, and indifferent, the Kardashians love that North trends, period.
The one misconception that people might have is like, oh, she's trying to be her bestie and lets her get away with a lot. Like, no, Northie actually has a lot of rules. The one area is I do let her express herself. I love her for that.
As for those who might question Kim's decisions, among which dyeing her hair, getting finger piercings, and wearing...
See, that's the other thing. Many people were talking about her in the finger piercing. So what did she do? She went and got another one. That's what sometimes children will do. Oh, you don't like it? I'm going to go get another one. Why people didn't like the finger piercings, they were worried It would get attached to something, caught on something, whatever. She's a younger child. She's going to do what she wants to do. Kim and Kanye are the parents, but she receives a lot of backlash in regards to North. Go back 2 years when Kim had North around Ice Spice. Kim had North around Kai Sanat last year. Many people felt that Kim was allowing older adults entertain North. Now it's like her and North do videos together. Let's just say that way. But let's get to the piercing. Versus her having one piercing, she now has two. Let's continue.
Actually has a lot of rules. The one area is I do let her express herself. I love her for that.
As for those who might question Kim's decisions, among which have included North dyeing her hair, getting finger piercings, and wearing fake facial tattoos and colored contacts, she says it's easy to throw stones. Kim adds, I think that no one knows unless they're in my shoes of what I'm dealing with and how we have to manage certain things from the outside world or even close in our life that
what she chose to deal with because she wants to push North into the media. And we see the Kardashians want to trend almost every week. If not every week, they want to trend almost every other week. So I'm going to stop giving them jewels because I've also realized that when I say certain things and other people say certain things, the Kardashians are listening to certain media and they're watching and they're listening. Just like we talked about Kylie Jenner, she's dating Timothy. We rarely see them as a family unit. Kylie Jenner, Timothy, with Kylie's kids. It's almost like Timothy is cool with Kylie having children, but Timothy wants to be spotted out with Kylie. Timothy is not often spotted out with Kylie and her kids. He rarely was around the Kardashians. So we get that women sometimes want to have fun and they want to date who they want to date. And if they have children, they'll introduce the guy to the children later. They've been dating per Timothy 3 years. So then there was a report that came out in regards to Kylie and Timothy basically lived together. But remember, there was a bunch of reports that Timothy was traveling the world and he was focused on movies. And he wasn't even within the country. That's what they were reporting. So for Kylie to say they had been living together for a year, well, they had been living together for a year. He wasn't at this event. He wasn't at that event. He wasn't at this event. So if he was at the event, that's even worse. That even if you're stating you've been together, living together for a year, maybe he stayed over, but living together, that wouldn't add up. Valentine's Day, her birthday, many people are like, where's Timothy? So certain things he wouldn't show up for. Then mind you, the Kardashians, I don't think people are saying they had a party this year. And his name was attached to the gingerbread house. And some people's names were taken off. Like Scott's name was taken off, removed, and put in with Travis. Of course, Scott's name was removed and it was replaced with Timothy. They like to play the gingerbread house game for people to talk about. And then Kim was also trending. You got to remember, Kim was also trending in regards to the puppies that she got the children. Remember, they had a bunch of puppies before. What happened to those puppies that were in the garage? She caught a lot of heat for those puppies being in the garage. And they were like, that's like an everyday person having puppies in the garage. Why don't you have it as like, really nice area for the puppies? So she got backlash 2 or 3 years ago for the puppies. Then she bought the children puppies again. Then she popped out and had like different outfits because PETA was talking about Kim having these puppies and she's having these puppies with the children. Then there's photos with the children. And then 2-3 years later, we don't even see those puppies or they're not even in the picture anymore. Kylie is good with her dogs. Kylie pretty much keeps her dogs. She's had her dogs for a while. But in regards to Kim, they say sometimes it's like a photo op. But here nor there. I don't know what happened to the other dog she had. She's been spotted with a dog in regards to being with North. So I don't know if they have like 4 or 5 dogs. We don't know. But Kim was being called out in regards to the dogs. And PETA was calling her out. So then she, oh, you want to talk about me? Let me go ahead and put this outfit on. You want to talk about me? Oh, let me go ahead and put this outfit on. Because many people felt that she should have got the dogs at a certain location in regards to giving the children the dogs. But here nor there. Let's continue with the news. The Kardashians are
to go through together. And
the Kardashians are just trying to normalize putting the children in media. So this is the other thing. They're trying to put the children in media because when they do that, a lot of people won't cover the story. Some will. They'll cover the children's faces. sometimes people will say, well, Kim put her in media. So almost weekly, there's certain pages that's talking about North on a daily basis. So now she's removed her from school. Is she trying to push her towards certain things that Kim is doing? So go back and look it up. They're talking about what Kim is teaching North. Let's continue.
Kardashian star, who also shares kids Saint, Chicago, and Psalm with Ye, says her bond with her children has never been stronger. She tells Khloe, I have such a great relationship with my kids. They love me, they respect me, they're great. Every kid has phases and growing moments and learning moments, and we've gotten through all of that.
So, like I said, Kim had been receiving a lot of backlash in regards to what's happening. And then some people will say, well, people have to realize that it probably cannot be easy for Kim having children with a famous person. These children have famous parents. Kanye being famous, Kim being famous. So let's get into the video about the puppies.
Gaining power. Kim Kardashian recently let her children take the reins, and the results are absolutely adorable. Before we dive in, remember to subscribe and hit that like button.
Hold on.
Each child was given full responsibility for naming a new furry friend.
Okay, can't continue. So the children was given the responsibility of picking a furry friend. Let's continue. Fair use reaction clip. So right now, Khloe and Kim are trending in regards to this interview. Because outside of that, Khloe wasn't getting that many
So I
views.
think like the one misconception that people might
Let's continue.
have is like, oh, she's trying to be her bestie and lets her get away with a lot. Like, no, Northie actually has a lot of rules. The one area is I do let her express herself, and I do let her do that. I love her for that. And she would do it, regardless. It's funny, like people are like, oh, this blue hair, all of a sudden, or like her fake piercing things that she puts.
You got to remember, Kylie had the different colors of hair too. So that's something that they just allow.
Up or her, I have pictures of her when we're in first grade, pre-K, where she'd come with like a fake septum ring, and she has her green braids and she has pink braids, but she's always loved the colored braids in her hair.
Now remember how we spoke about how Kim would dress her in men's clothes, oversized clothes, or clothes that were too mature. It is what it is. She's going to continue to get backlash, trying to normalize taking her out of school, trying to let her grow up too fast. That's what everybody feels. The Kardashians love to trend. So if they love to trend, what are they teaching North? They want to teach North how to trend as well. It is what it is. So, like we talked about before, the unhealthy male people that's in these girls' lives between Kanye, Travis Scott, Tristan Thompson, well wishes. The baby daddies are, and then Lamar Odom. Sometimes these men are trending, they're going viral for their own stuff. We've seen what happened in regards to these relationships. And then that's the other thing of the big conversation people were having last week. Did the Kardashian have men outside their culture so that way it'll be a mixture of looks? We understand that they had different things done. We can't confirm or deny what procedures, but did y'all catch that Kendall was saying she's had nothing done, and people are pulling up pictures of what Kendall looked like as a teen, 17, 18, and not what she looks like now? So we can't confirm or deny if Kendall has had something done. Yeah, Bruce respectfully, now Caitlyn. But it is what it is. So the women are rich, but are they happy and healthy? And will it now be Kim and Khloe's turn to date? Because like I said before, Kourtney's the only sister that's married, and they try and bring so much drama to Kourtney marriage. Now, whether Kourtney stays with Travis, I don't know, but a lot of drama in regards to the wedding, the outfits that were worn. There's been so much that's been going on in regards to Kim and Kourtney. Kourtney wants to focus on her man and her children. Kim likes to focus on business, trending. Yeah, and when she's dating someone, she's dating someone. how they treat Courtney, Kim would never allow that. If Kim was the one that was married, Kim would want everyone to be like, "Oh, marriage. Oh, they're on this trip. Oh, look at them kissing." But if you look at certain pages, there's a lot of people that dislike Courtney, but that's the only sister that's married that's trying to be in a healthy relationship, trying to, love on her children, love on her man, and she wants to work when she wants to work. Kim, on the other hand, works a lot. Kim wants to work a lot. Yeah. But here nor there, we'll see what happens in regards to Kim. And let me see. This is a video when she talked about Kanye.
What did you want out of that whole experience when you got offered it?
I just wanted to be famous. That was like the goals. Like for me at that time, I thought this was so fun, so cool. I didn't even think we'd get to like a second season. It wasn't like a long-term goal plan wasn't in my thought process at that point. I was really business oriented. I would have worked and wanted to just do anything like that. Had a store, I would have done any of that. When the show opportunity came about, I was just like, this is our moment. It was just such a fun experience. And honestly, the show has just brought us so much closer together. Having to like get up every day and work with your family, it would break a lot of people, but it really brought us like so.
So Kim has chased the fame. If you go on and look on my shorts, Kim is talking about getting into a vehicle, them asking if she's about to go see Britney. She talks in a booth with Jonathan, and then they come out the booth 15 to 20 minutes later, and then the cameras are there, and Jonathan's telling her, "Don't look that way, look down." She likes to trend and go viral. And even on this couch, she talks about how she goes to different locations to get pictures. Kanye's even said, in regards to the school that the children were at, Kanye even said that there was a private entrance, and Kim likes to use the entrance where the cameras might be. Real talk. And many people were saying Kim needs to give the children privacy. It's different when they're 17, 18, and a decision needs to be made. But if she's trying to push them to also trend and go viral, you're looking for approval from people or fans or cameras or comments. We're gonna see. Well wishes to North. We're gonna see if she's always gonna have to do this to get people to talk about her, or let's try this. And does Kim have her working with a PR team now? Okay, the blue look, the nails. Is North gonna do a bunch of stuff to trend and go viral? That's gonna be the biggest thing, and try to outdo a look of what, you know what I mean? For a child that's so unhealthy, when a child should be working on schoolwork. And of course, sometimes people say, I didn't get much out of school, I didn't utilize some of that stuff. But there's relationships there's built. You're with people that are young like yourself. So here nor there, Kanye's going to make a decision how things should be with the kids. Kim's going to make a decision how things go with the kids. We also side eye some of these child actors and the pressure that's put on child actors, and then some of the things they saw, the experience they had to have, the money they needed to make. So well wishes to North. She's a beautiful girl, but Kim is definitely pushing her to grow up fast, period. You see it in the outfits, you see it in the conversation, you saw it in the TikTok videos. And if Kanye, as a father, said, I don't want my children in media, and she didn't follow that, of course, that's going to make a father feel away, because people are talking about his children. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, people are talking about his children. So now she's pushing North. Now you can see she's trickling in the son and trending. That's Saint. I think Saint was by her when she got the test results for the exam. Her not passing the bar yet. It was Saint that was next to her. Slowly but surely, she's trying to bring the younger children in media as well. So well wishes, well wishes, well wishes, well wishes. Many people just want the children to have more privacy, a normal life, a little bit more private of a life, but it doesn't seem like Kim and Chris is going to do that. Well wishes to the children. Go back and look at what Kim and Colby were talking about. There's a bunch of videos, but I'm not going to play them. Hearing their voices, I kind of know what was being talked about because people are showing clips about it. They talked about Kim and parenting. They talked about Kim and the pictures. They talked about Kim and Kanye. They talked about a bunch of stuff. It's already out there. So a lot of us see clips. A lot of us, it's hard to stomach hearing Chloe talk. Stomach hearing uh, Kim talk. And then remember around the holidays, she came up with those underwear. So many people, it's like, a few times a year, she'll try and push a product. Here nor there. They're rich. Many people want them in healthy relationships. Remember how for about 4 months we were talking about the men they dated, they must love that type of drama. And then the mother, not even a week or two later, the mother were like, these are, my son-in-laws and I love them and there's always people that's gonna struggle. Girl, did they pick those men to have children with? Oh, that's what I was saying. Do you think they picked those men to have children with? Because right now they don't do a lot in regards to their culture. So did they pick the men so the child would be of a mixed race? Because if they've had procedures done, look at all of them. Look, Chloe looks different from 15, 20 years ago. Kim looks different from 15, 20 years ago. And Kylie looks different from 15, 20 years ago. But if you add a person outside of your culture or race, that child will look different. So did they pick the men to have children with so that way the children would look different than how they were raised or brought up? It's a question. But well wishes to Kim, Chloe, wishing them what Courtney has. She has a man that loves her. He helps with the children. Courtney and Travis have a child together, but Travis helps with her children. He's spotted with her children. We don't often see Timothy with Kylie's children, period. Now there's more reports. Oh, Kylie and Timothy are living together. Okay. Kylie and Timothy are almost like a married couple. Okay. And you also have to remember Jordan Woods is about to get married and she's engaged. So is Kylie trying to compete with Jordan? And then remember that whole situation in regards to Jordan and Tristan. How is Tristan going to have a party and invite Jordan, but Tristan has a party with Chloe's not there if they're dating? Tristan has a party but Kim's not there, Kylie's not there. How is it that Tristan had a party and Jordan's there but not even Kylie or Chloe? You know what I'm saying? So I'm wondering if they wanted Kylie and Jordan to be pushed apart. And why would a man, he's a grown man, trying to push up on Kylie's friend? And I don't know, and Jordan was intoxicated, I don't know. But luckily the red table was there to help Jordan through that. But they were trying to drag Jordan through the mud. And Tristan had already cheated several times. So that whole situation was interesting. Tristan had a party, but Kylie and Chloe wasn't there. If Tristan was really dating Chloe, why wasn't Chloe there that night? Real talk. But Jordan was. That whole situation is icky, sticky, and many people don't like it. Jordan's family went through a lot while Chloe was like, she's trying to steal my man. What? Tristan likes to act single and be single. It is what it is. Thanks for being here, everyone. Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing or comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Thanks for being here, everyone. Had to go live, trying to stay within this algorithm. Have a good day. Bye.